Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders saying what is current. Polo G. Polo G, rapper. I can't name a song besides rap stars from him. Apparently, these young cats coming up in the game, they know how to work the system. He's been able to amass allegedly a $30 million fortune. He has a $5 million mansion that he was just escorted out by authorities in handcuffs, along with a few of his associates, in regard and connection to a robbery. So things aren't looking too bright right now, but I think he's going to fight whatever case this is going to be, and he's going to come out, swinging. He's prolific. He has, I think, let's see, here we go, 4 uh albums, full main albums. Die Legend, that came out in 2019, The GOAT in 2020, Hall of Fame 2021, Hall of Fame 2.0 2021, and Hood Poet that's about to come out, about to be released this year. That's a good run. He amassed a #1 single with Rap Star. Um, He's had guest appearances from the likes of Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo, NLE Choppa, and Lil TJ. Um, it's it's amazing what these young cats are doing. They're like 10 and 11 years older or younger than me. It's just amazing to see their growth, and it's sad to see situations like this where he has to contend with the law enforcement. He has to fight the power, literally. Uh, he has to have some kind of way of showing that he is of sound mind and a rational being. And I used to dump on rappers and I say, "Oh, I'm retiring. I'm retiring." He's saying that he's retiring soon. After Hood Poet, he's going to retire. I used to be like, come on, that's kind of lame. You going to say that? It's kind of like the Jay-Z route. We say I'm retiring. Everybody after Jay-Z said I'm retiring from rap, that's when everybody else said, I'm done, I'm good. There's no more. And then they come back, just like Jay-Z did with Kingdom Come and so many more other albums, American Gangster and the Blueprint 3, Magna Carta, and 444. So I don't dump on them anymore. I kind of congratulate them. I kind of give them their props, their shine. Kind of give them some uplift, and try not to hate just to be hating, because I used to hate that. Like, why are you saying you're retiring? Give me a discography of 10 full streaming playlists. Give me all those. Give me a full list. Give me at least 10. Give me at least 12. But if he's amassed an alleged fortune of $30 million, that's something you can fall back on, definitely. You don't have to worry about going to the studio and cutting up records and getting in the microphone booth and getting on the record, saying all this kind of stuff. And you don't have to do that. You just sit back, collect your deposits and your residuals, and keep it moving. That's good. That's good. That's good. So Polo G, if he has any sense, he'll be ready to defend himself against. There haven't been any charges. I don't think there hasn't been any charges. Just a raid. It's just a raid and held on some kind of custody, but not charged. I think that's if I've gotten that correct from my sources. Make sure I'm 100% sure. So This is coming from a article by Karen Singh. It says Polo G is landed in hot water as authorities have raided his home in Southern California and put him in cuffs soon after. So they're not saying anything about charges. He was restrained by cops and taken into custody in relation to a robbery. They're saying that a representative for him says they're hoping the LAPD will handle this matter with tact and transparency. Now, this goes back, he was arrested definitely on several charges in Miami, um, including battery against a police officer. But it was body footage that said from the incident that surfaced last year that showed exactly what went down. At the time, it was alleged that this contained an article, quote unquote, attacked the cop during a traffic stop, leaving the officer with abrasions to the face and a swollen right cheek after being hit with multiple punches and elbow strikes to the head. However, the body cam footage showed him using words more than his fists. So that's what it's like. That's what it's about. You know, Polo G, he's not like Drake, but he doesn't have to be like Drake. That's the best thing. Like I want to discover more music because I'm trying to get into country music. That's what I'm trying to really get into. These females with these country songs with these smelling like beer and whiskey with the cute face and nice up top and pretty eyes and long hair and make sure they're cisgender. You have to check these days. You have to make sure. You never be too sure. But Polo G, yeah. I have not been. I don't even. He didn't come on screen. He didn't come across as someone I should be investigating. Somebody I should be understanding. That's what's so amazing about all of this. The fact that he had the opportunity to, propel himself after the arrest in 2021. And I think all the charges were dropped against that altercation with the police men. But it's still a shame. It's still sad. It's still a shame that we have to go through all this. We have to continue to see these young, strong men and women in the rap game have to be subjected to all of these different allegations, all of these different, you know, run-ins with the law and involvement with the law on the wrong side. It should be better. It should be more. It should be a clear-cut way for them to discuss their own ideals without having to worry about being raided. He has a $5 million mansion. That seems about right. $30 million he amassed. He had multiple songs on the Billboard Hot 100. That's something significant. That's something that should be well received. That's something that should be applauded and lauded. He has every right to say that he is one of the best of his generation. But it seems to me that Polo G could, have these charges stick. But they're not charges. Let me stop. Take that back. He could have this situation, spiral out of control and make him a less viable figure for him to be on the world stage. He wants to come out with a album this year called Hood Poet, and I believe him because he's probably one of the few who has been able to have longevity. That's why he can say things like "I'm going to retire." That's why he can say things like "I'm going to be a part of something that's you know more relaxed, not always touring, not always booking shows, not always doing this and that." I can retire. What was it? Hold on, hold on. Let me make sure his age. He's 24. Who can say they can retire at 24 and mean it, and they can literally live off of their funds for the rest of their life at 24? Now, like I said, he's probably not going to retire and stay retired. He's going to stop for a few months, maybe a year, come back with another album or streaming playlist, whatever you want to call it, and he's going to come back stronger than ever. He's going to come back with a song in his heart, and he's going to take over the game. He's going to be bigger than he ever was. More people will know his name. I heard of him before. I heard of Polo G. I just didn't hear any of his. I don't remember any of his music. He's from The Shy. He's from Chicago, but I don't think he's a drill rapper. Necessarily, it doesn't say if he's a drill rapper or not. Yeah, so he's from the Marshall Field Garden Apartments in Old Town, a neighborhood on the north side of Chicago. Who says that? It says the south and the west side. Union songs. He was accepted into Lincoln University with a broadcasting major, but he dropped out on the first day trying to pursue his music, and his passion and for music. He's gang related. He's definitely gang related to the Vice Lords, and there's also they're against the GD or the Gangster Disciples. That's the amazing part about all this. It seems organic. His trajectory, his whole focus, his whole idealism seems to be very focused on creativity, creation, making, building, constructing. That's what it seems like. That's what it looks like. He has, the capability, the passion for this art form of hip hop. Now, he's probably not going to be listed as one of the best lyricists. I don't know. I haven't heard his music like that. I'm not going to lie. I just saw on the news, Polo G house raided. And I was like, okay, I got to go in on this. And also, I just said I could probably, eke out a small living just based on this report. See what happens. See how many views I get. But it's not about the viewership. It's about the cash apps. So remember to hit that cash app, because we got a $80 goal for today. Have that mentioned. And also must mention is an advertisement for Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. If you go there, you'll relax, you'll listen, you'll lay back, you'll have a cigar, some cognac, you'll have a lady friend or a male friend, depending on who you are. And just enjoy yourself. It's a great channel. Spirit is a great guy, a wonderful human being, and I appreciate his contributions to this machine and everything that goes along with it. Thank you very much. Salute. Now, back to the lecture at hand. Polo G. Polo G. If he takes seriously his not only his career but his life. He'll see that all of this is probably just gonna just fizzle out. There were no charges. There's just a raid. He's in handcuffs, but that doesn't mean he was charged with anything. I mean, they haven't surfaced anyway. I mean, I even go to TMZ. Okay, I'm not seeing a whole lot of. Oh, here we go. Polo G's house raided by cops. Rapper put in handcuffs. So, um, Polo G's attorney is Bradford Cohen. He says Polo is being held under the guise that the police department needs to double check that he is not a convicted felon, as there was a purported firearm found in the home. He is not and never was a convicted felon. Any previous charges he had, I got dismissed, and it's all public record. They are also denying myself and my California law partner, Zoe Aaron, access to him while he is being illegally detained. All right. Now it says a law enforcement source tells us the warrant has to do with Polo G's brother, Torian, known as Trench Baby. We're told Polo was detained because officers are trying to determine if he was harboring a fugitive. That's the reason why. But I'm still not seeing any charges anywhere. Continuing in the story, Polo G's house is currently swarmed by law enforcement and the rappers in handcuffs. Officers from the LA Police Department hit Polo's LA area home early Wednesday with a search warrant. In video from the scene obtained by TMZ Hip Hop, you can see a ton of law enforcement vehicles lined up on Polo Street. Everybody was ordered out of the house. They searched the property. There was a search warrant that was executed. And 4 suspects have been taken, but they've not been booked. They haven't been booked. So no one's been booked. So there you have it. Polo G. He's one of the top artists, obviously. But he's not, like I say, he's not on Drake's level, but he doesn't have to be on Drake's level. He can be on his own level. He can be selfish. He can be rationally self-interested. That's what he has to be. He has to continue with that spirit, that same idealism of making Charlie. He's a very productive young man. He makes records, he makes cuts, and he continues with it. I see one person in the live chat. Put a 1 up if you're in the live if you're in the live feed, so I know you're there. See one person with 1 like. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that donate button. There's no button, but I'm just saying as expression. Keith, you're up early. Whoa, where are you? What part of the country or the world are you in, Keith? See, I got people from Singapore, Philippines, United Kingdom. I have people all over the globe. So this is a show for them. I woke up. It was like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 3:05. I was like, I gotta get into something. Oh, you're in Japan. Okay. So what is it like? I'm gonna just look it up. Let's see what time it is. Okay, so you catch my shows very late because it's 5 o'clock. It's after 5 o'clock in the evening, where you are. Yeah, I'm about to say it's 5:03. Yeah, it's almost 12 hours difference. So I appreciate you for logging in. Make sure you tell other Japanese people or people here where you are in Japan about my show. All the anyone who speaks English or doesn't speak English, if they gotta, I don't even know if the Cash App works. If internationally, I don't know how that whole interchange works. But let me know definitely what happens with that. But thank you for chiming in. Thank you for checking in. I know you don't have no money, but that's okay. You can still sit back and watch. Be a freeloader. I respect you. Thank you very much. Now, Polo G again. Hey, this is nothing. This is not even. This is like less than air. This is nothing. He has no charges. He's not harboring a felon. His brother allegedly. He's not doing anything. No, thank you, Keith. Appreciate it. So he's not harboring a felon. Trench baby. He's gang affiliated, like I said. He's definitely with the Vice Lords, who are against the GDs, the Gangster Disciples, two legendary rival gangs in the streets of Chicago, going way back. Let me see. Let me see how far they go back. It goes back to 1957, the Almighty Vice Lord Nation, the second largest one, the oldest street and prison gangs in Chicago, Illinois. So I guess this the first largest was Gangster Disciples. Let's see. They're actually formed in 1969. Gangster Disciples. So that's what we have for them. Various rappers: FBG Duck, Offset, Famous Dex, Lil Scrappy. A lot of young men on the Gangster Disciples. Let me see who's affiliated. Doesn't say how many are affiliated, but that's fine. With Polo G's, I don't know if you want to call it an arrest, if you want to call it a detainment, I guess you could say. No charges filed, nothing like that. Nothing too out of the ordinary. No, he doesn't have to worry. I don't think he has to worry about anything. He ain't worried about nothing. He ain't worried about nothing. He ain't got to worry. What's he got to worry about? He's 24 years old. Women all over him, getting money, got a $5 million mansion, living a lifestyle that 80-90% of people will never even get to experience in their lifetime. All at the age of 425. Are you kidding me? Living in LA, one of the highest, most hateful places to ever live. High crime rate, high taxes. I mean, it's no joke, but he apparently enjoys it there. He said, I'm not living in Chicago. I'm moving to LA. Forget this. I'll still be a vice lord. I'll still be a lord. Still be a vice lord. But I'm not going to be living amongst you people. I'm going to be living outside of all this. I'm not going to be taking my time to be doing all this. Forget that. You know? That's what he said. I mean, not verbatim, but in his actions, he said that. He took it upon himself, to make it in this whole cesspool known as hip hop that just turned 50, and he's able to ascertain what he wants out of life, and that is retirement at 24 years of age. And I give him all power to him because he should be able to say that. That's younger than Jay-Z. Jay-Z was what? 34, 35 when he said he's going to retire. So that's an amazing feat. If you can be that prolific and that consistent in a way of making all this music, all these different ways, then you should have every right to be able to say, I'm out of here. After this album, I'm done. And then make a comeback album and do a tour. And then, do some movies and go on Love and Hip Hop, LA. Because that's how you do it. That's how you play the system. The whole point of the system is to make money. But how do you make money? You have to have talent. How do you have talent? You have to develop your skills. How do you have skills? Like, it goes on and on. But whatever you do, you got to make money somehow. Nobody's going to feed you. Let the welfare feed you if that's the case, Nobody's going to give you a handout. They might give you a hand up, but no one's going to give you a handout. Or very few people are going to give you a handout. You see people on the side of the road with the cardboard saying, God help, God bless you, anything helps. I've not seen in a long time, we'll work for food or we'll work for housing or anything like that. They hardly ever even put that on the sign anymore. And is there a committee or something like that for people that are indigent or wait or without are residentially challenged? People that are without homes. I see two people in the live chat. I know Keith is here. Thank you very much, Keith, for being a part of this. But who's the other person? Who are you? That's what I want to know. Who's the other person in the room? Put a 1 up. Not you, Keith, but whoever it is, that's number 2. I'll wait. But I'm not going to stop until the ball drops. All right. He's in everything. He's in everything. Polo G is in on it. He's all over the place. He's putting out records. He's now in this cop situation, which is weird and goofy, and I don't understand it. They had a search warrant, but nobody was arrested. It's just taken into custody. It's goofy to me. It's weird. I don't understand how that works. It's weird. But with all due respect, I hope that Polo G pulls through and continues his reign, his fully fledged reign. He has his own fan base. He has his own people behind him. He has everything going for him. He has all these pieces in place. It's a sad shame that he has to be remembered for altercations with the police and run-ins with the law and things of that nature. That's very sad. He's 24 years old. He just barely made a full-fledged adult. He's been a full-fledged adult for 3 years. Okay, so I got older gentlemen because is it Charles? Is it Charles James? I don't want to forget his name. I don't want to mess up his name. Mr. James is 62. So I'm exactly, Keith, exactly. I never heard of Polo G, before like last year. I think I heard. Okay, Polo G, but I never heard his music. I'm probably gonna start listening to it today. But salute to that man and all power to him. Now, get into the part where I distinguish myself from Troy Star Terrain, especially because he would never do anything like this. He would never talk about fiction and the writings that he's made because he doesn't write fiction. That's a distinguishing marker. That's like, see, like the stand part, I'm not staying. I'm not a homosexual, homicidal, suicidal maniac. That's Stan. I'm not a fan either. That's somebody that is consumed by another person's persona or reality. I'm just a supporter and a contributor. And anybody that wants to say anything against me, say, "Oh, Star Junior and Star Clone and you more views of it and things like that." Keep doing what you do. You only motivate me. You're not stopping me. Write your comments, please. I'll respond to some of them. I had to respond to a few in the past because they seem they were so erroneous and completely off base, saying that I marginalize black people. I marginalize everybody. You talking about just black people? I'm talking about everybody: brown, red, yellow, white, and black. So somebody else is in here, Keith. We have to look for him. There's somebody else in here. We have to get this other person popping. Pause. Ruler of the kingdom of the air. What can I say? That always has been said. Yes, that's right, Keith. Exactly. I'm just being myself. That's just not myself. That's what I'm doing this. This is what the best part of the show is. Because I do half of it by hip hop stuff, and Mr. Terrain didn't even do a hip hop show necessarily yesterday. He was on to topics of criminality and misdirection. He talked about Lucy left. What was it? Oh wait, hold on. Lucy Letby, and she's a nurse that killed the little babies, and Taisha Bolden, who was giving money out and favors, sexual favors to a minor, and also Catherine Coates. I think it is. Let me make sure. Kimberly Coates, excuse me, not Catherine. Kimberly Coates. First day on the job, first day back in school session, and she's apparently drunk. So he didn't even talk about hip hop like that. So this is like I said, this is something, and this is something about which would never occur on Star Report. Um, it's something that is very near and dear to my heart in my checking account. um, I appreciate that, Keith. Thank you for telling me about that. But something that's near and dear to my bank account. This story. I'm trying to get to at least a billion views, a billion reads. That's gonna take a long time. But it's not impossible, just highly improbable. But the story is the story. And that's why I've written it for. It reads out as a story, but it has implications to it and has deeper meaning to it than is what's on the surface. and what is expected, and what other people say about it. So, rule of the kingdom of the air. It's about everything that I've discussed before: search for identity, a quest, an adventure, understanding. That's what it's all about. That's what it's contained in the whole framework of the story. And what's fun is the fact that I explored it. That's real. That's made real. It's in audio form now because of Ralph Reeds. I appreciate him for all he does, for everything that is. So, for all those people that usually wouldn't have it in their mind to be something that they're not, I would say change that. That's what the story is. The story is about self-discovery. The story is about challenging what you already think you thought you know, and understanding what it is to be an individual. And I mean, Ayn Rand was, a pioneer in that regard, a complete trailblazer. I mean, you can say as many words as you can, because she's like the only person. There's other people that in the world that came close, kind of sort of had an idea. I mean, you can go back to Nietzsche, and you can say that he had an idea of what an individual is, but he had a very pessimistic and irrational and mystical view on life. Some people come so far. It's kind of like the story, kind of like Bible stories. This is a little bit of foreshadowing. This is a little bit of cluing you into the story. But it's like everybody, and I said this before, people named Noah, people named David, people named, so many things, Esther, and they all had like great power and they had great ideas, but they didn't have the right way of showing it all the time. Like Noah was found to be drunken and dancing around. David, he had some mistakes in his calculations. Moses had some mistakes in his calculations. But people are named after these people, like in John and Tom. Well, some of them. Not everybody's named after a biblical character. But keep it saying MLK. MLK in relation to what, sir? Yeah, clue me in. But that's basically what it means to be in the world. In this world, ruler of the kingdom of the air, you get to have someone that's saying that they're completely. I don't know what you're at. What do you mean? What do you mean, MLK, Malcolm X? What about him? What about him? Tell me more. More. Tell me more. But it gets to a point where it's very rewarding to understand how many people get to know all these different things. And within this framework of the story, within the the whole sketch, the whole frame, the whole construction of the story. That's what's so fascinating to me, especially because I wrote it. And it's also with in question with Dr. Euron Brooke. I steal from Troy Star Terrain, Mr. Terrain, and Dr. Euron Brooke of formerly of the Ayn Rand Institute, now the chairman of the board of the Ayn Rand Institute. All right, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing, sir. You're saying these names, all these people caught a bullet, by the way. MLK, Malcolm X, Gandhi, they all caught a bullet for their cause. Randy didn't catch any bullets. She just put down on paper what her ideas were. Oh, now you're going crazy. MLK, Malcolm X, Gandhi, JFK blown away. I don't know where you're going, Keith, but you just keep on going. I appreciate it. And like I said, tell 10 people and don't tell the 11th person about this show. Tell all your friends and family in Japan. Tell them about the show. Okay, now this is one. Whoever that was, they're gone. It's just Keith and in the building right now, rolling with me. Extra late night edition, extra super late night edition, early morning really edition really, and and evening for Keith. But rule of the kingdom of the air is so fundamental, so basic. Like I have, deep implications within it, but it has just a simple story, just like any other work of fiction, including the Bible. Okay, that was a little below. I didn't need to go there. But there are, I mean, legitimately and non-sarcastically, the Bible is Christian mythology, is Jewish and Christian mythology. That's all it is. It's myth. And I've said this many times before. You start with people, figures like Nike, the goddess of victory or Victoria, and then they become an apparel company, a multi-billion-dollar company. You got days of the week, Thor, Thursday. You got months, Janus, January, and so many other things that have been named after the Roman and Greek gods that it becomes it's almost like glaringly obvious. It's like looking at you right in the face. You're saying, no, there's still a God. There's still a God. The God that is nothing. The God that is of no substance. Has nothing. And they say, what is faith? Faith is the belief in things. Hold on, I'm gonna get it together. Let me get it together. Faith is the substance of. Faith is the substance. Faith is. Looking for it right now. Hold on. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's in Hebrews 11 in the King James Version. Okay. On Rand said faith is. Hold on. Faith designates. Okay, so faith is in the supernatural being begins as faith in the spirit of others. Faith and force are corollaries. That's what Ayn Rand says faith. That's one of the best things you have to understand about Ayn Rand. is that she didn't just say it just to say it. She said it because she knew it and she had convictions toward it. And hope and change, exactly. Now I got 4 people in here. Where did 4 people come from? Who are Ricardo? Bussy, Bussy, Bussy for sale. Ricardo, hey, respect to Ricardo. Respect the target, sir. Armory said, I have no faith at all. I only hold convictions. She had a pithy, smart, I'm not saying smart is like sarcastic, but intelligent way of speaking about faith, and I can't find it. I'm trying to remember my terrible brain. I can't remember. Oh my god. That's exactly right. Faith is not faith really. It's really the acceptance of ideas and the superiority of others. Because there is no God. There's no God. It has to be other human beings that give you an idea or a sense of what God is, and they try to, take it to the next level. What's so funny, Keith? I have faith in myself. I have complete self faith. I have complete self faith. And that's only metaphorical because I don't have real faith. The only faith I have, or the closest thing to faith I have, is in myself. So that's where it lies with me. But I'm gonna look up that she had a pithy way. You know how they say substance is the hold on, faith is the substance. Say faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. All right, who is Jackson? Who is Jackson? Who just dropped me $20? Now we go with the Target. Target $60. I don't know who Jackson is. Was that you, Ricardo? I don't know who is Jackson is. It just says Jackson sent you $20. Thank you, Jackson. This is why I do this. I woke up this morning. I woke up early this morning and said, you know what? I never done an early morning show. Chelsea with her. On okay. I might stay on for a little bit longer. We got Chelsea in the building. And up, you up for your pockets, young lady? Just too early. This is what Chelsea says. Chelsea says, "This is too early of a show for me. I'm getting ready for the gym. Have a good day." All right. Thank you for dropping in. Respect to you. Thank you for dropping in. Dropping line. Um, I can't remember. It's so witty and pithy and strong. It's like it's perfect. Can't find it. I don't know where it is. I'm looking all over the internet. Oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my brain. I'll be hurting. Maybe when I get in the shower later or something like that. It's gonna come to me like, oh yeah. It's amazing. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. I cannot find it. It was so good. It's so great. You're gonna have to work with me on this challenge that I have here. I got a bit of a challenge. Let me see. Okay. 3 people up in this mug. 3 people. Who are you? Everybody but Keith, put a 1 up. Let me see who you are. If you're on here, put a 1 up. All right, now there's 2 people. Everybody besides the one person besides Keith, put a 1 up. Let me see who I'm working with. But no, I mean, I'll go back to it. I'll just go to it. What she said. Faith and force are corollaries or are part of the same ideal. Faith is what is the modern destroyer of today's world. Faith and force, the destroyers in the modern world. Oh, that's what Ayn Rand said, and that's true. I mean, you take away, and that's faith in everything, not just in quote unquote religion. Faith is in communism. It takes faith to have communism, yet the insecurity of others, as she said. She said, it's part of being collectivized. It's part of being altruistic. Mysticism. They're all connected. Mysticism, collectivism, and altruism. They're all on the same team. They're all looking out to destroy the brain, the mind, thought. That's what faith does. If people just, take things as every day, like, yeah, I pray, yeah, I go to church, yeah, I believe in God, but does God believe in you? That's the question. Does God believe in you? That's what ruler of the kingdom of the air is partially asking. Does God believe in you? You may believe in God all you want, but how does God believe in you? Because there is no God. The only God is what Big Elvis the Shelf said. Algorithm. The algorithm is the new God. Cocaine was the God. Microchips were the God. Now it's the algorithm. That's the new God. That's facts on everything. That's just a true statement. That's reality. That's what something you don't realize to be true is actually true. It's amazing how that corresponds with everything else. Yeah, it is interesting, Keith. I appreciate that, sir, because it's true. I really hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find this thing. This is crazy. This is like literally ridiculous. This is crazy. The internets aren't coming up with it. This is insane. This is really messing up my high. This is really messing up my high. I can't find it. I'm looking. You guys look up for me, Keith. Keith, look up Ayn Rand, faith, evidence. Something. It's a really great quote, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember it. Can't remember it. Cannot remember for the life of me. Not even close. Okay, I think I got it now. It's not on here. I'm not seeing it anywhere on the internet. But this is the quote. Faith is the acceptance of ideas in the absence of evidence. I have no idea where that I got that from, but it's somewhere on the interweb somewhere. But that's exactly what faith is. It's the acceptance of ideas in the absence of evidence. It's a pithy, clear cut, idea of what it actually is. And she nailed it. She nailed it on that regard. So for all that I am saying to you about ruler of the kingdom of the universe of the air, excuse me, I'm thinking about something else. Ruler of the kingdom of the air. If I knew how to edit it, I would edit that out, but I don't know how to do it. But ruler of the kingdom of the air, that is all about the question of faith, the question of who believes and who doesn't believe and why. And they take into account what it means to be, part of the entirety of the world. That's what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, please, I think Keith is the only one in here. Keith, I'm speaking to you and I'm speaking to anyone else. Tell 10 friends and let the 11th person be out of the loop. Don't let them know about it. This show. Just tell 10 friends. Because I'm trying to get my weight up. I just got Jackson, whoever Jackson is. I don't know if that's Chelsea's last name. She dropped, or he dropped, somebody dropped $20 on me. And I just woke up. And rolled out of bed and was like, look, I'm going to do a show in the morning. I never did a show this early or this late. This is either late night or early morning on the East Coast of the United States of America, and I'm loving it. I just love the fact that I got up and got $20 just like that. That's a beautiful system we live in. That's capitalism. Trading value for value. You're getting value from what I do. The research I do, the stories I break. If I don't break, I broke one story. I broke the Paul Rubin story when that happened. But that's where I am right now. That's the part of it I am hoping to do. That's what I hope, rational hope, not just, oh, Jesus, Lord God in heaven, please help me, and all that other kind of idealism. I reject that. I respect those that hold those ideals. I once held those ideals, but I do know I no longer hold them. So it's a totally different day. But I'm out of here. It's been over an hour. I'm not getting. If I have maybe 5 or 6 people in here or 10 people, I'll probably be going for a little bit longer. But it seems like it's just Keith. I respect Keith, even though he's a freeloader. Respect to you, sir. And I'll see you all either later today or tomorrow. Probably at a different time, though. Take care.